Good morning. Welcome to Investigator News Morning Weather Show. Boy, a 7.0 earthquake hit the Philippines yesterday, or late yesterday. Uh, I've looked at tsunami warnings and destruction, and it seems to be pretty bad. So if you've got loved ones over there in the Philippines, get a hold of them. Looks like it's been a pretty bad one for them. Also, the flooding across the United States is really bad. Illinois, especially. And there's potentially significant flash flooding possible along a frontal boundary that's going across the states. Now, we're not going to get any of our rain till probably late tonight and into tomorrow. And then we're expecting 3 to 5 days of rain. So I'm getting ready myself in case we happen to flood. Um, and I chose getting the weather report for the flooding because it's there. It's a real big warning at the Weather Channel this morning, and they're very concerned about it. So I'm going to get on with that and get on with the rest of our morning news. So here we go.
I got to tell you, I'm pretty concerned about more significant flooding in the Ohio Valley and the Appalachians throughout the rest of the week. You see the area in red here. That's where the WPC, the Weather Prediction Center, has put out a moderate risk for excessive rainfall, which basically means a pretty high risk that we're going to see some flooding. You saw what happened in St. Louis on Tuesday morning. We've already had some reports of significant flooding in parts of West Virginia through this morning, and there's more rain on the way. It's just a stalled out front that's going to sit over the Ohio Valley, really not move very much over the next couple of days. You could see another pretty high risk for flooding on Thursday through parts of Kentucky and West Virginia as well. It's not until Friday that front sags farther down toward the south. But guys, significant flooding is a possibility here. We've got a lot of terrain in those spots too. So you've got a lot of valleys, a lot of creeks and streams. And just kind of based on the history of this front, it's already been producing significant flooding, and there's a lot more rain on the way. Some spots could see an additional, 5+ inches of rain locally.
It was St. Louis. I'm sorry about that. St. Louis saw the flooding. And I think there's one death out of this. So if you are in these flood areas, it's shown on the map. Let me pull it back up. Be very, very careful. And if you live close to rivers or streams, be very careful. You might get some sandbags. I know our town is pretty low, and we whip out the sandbags usually early fall. But we haven't had flooding here in a very long time, even though they scare us with it. They really do try to scare us. I say the Weather Channel's trying to scare me again, and because they'll go 5, 6 inches, and then Arkansas, I call it the storm killer. Anything that comes into Arkansas, it just seems to dry up, and we need the rain definitely. Good morning, Susan. Susan, I hope you're not going to be one in these floodplains. One last look. Um, uh, so just be very careful. And then we, like I said, we had the earthquake in the Philippines that killed at least four and it injured dozens. It was a 7.0. I seen it as a 7.1 earlier, but then they have readjusted and it's now they say a 7.0. Um, it was in the northern region of the Philippines early Wednesday morning, has left at least four people dead and dozen injured. The earthquake created small landslides, um, and damaged buildings. The quake was centered in the mountain areas of Abra, Providence. According to the head Philippine Institute, um, at least 25 people were reported injured in the Abra area. Several structures suffered cracks, walls, and let's see, I think I only have like just a few pictures, and they really don't show much. Um, and I tried to go through and look, but there's one of the pictures, and then we have that one there, and then we have one here. And like I said, it really doesn't show much. Um, um, but you could see the tumbling rocks here. Now, as far as tsunami warnings, I didn't see much. There is a tsunami warnings for the right around the Philippines, all the way over to Taiwan. So just be very careful if you're over there, or if you have planned to visit over there. There might be some delays, they say, in airfare, and also getting to these places or getting back home to these places. So, um, well, that's good, Susan. Hopefully, you guys won't get no flooding. Um, so the latest earthquakes, it's really weird because we had one up in the northeast. Um, and it's like a faint little dot for you guys, but it was in Regis Falls, New York. So if you were close to St. Regis Falls, New York, and you felt something, it was probably this earthquake. Even though it was a 2.5, usually you don't feel them, but some people are very sensitive, and they do tend to feel kind of like lightheaded or off balance. And then we had, of course, the big one over in the Philippines. And then we had an aftershock of 5.2 in Bantay, Philippines. And then we had another one in Discasgan, Philippines, of 5.1. You remember I said it was looking weird over there in the Middle East with all them earthquakes yesterday, and I really thought it would be around India. I was kind of close. India and Philippines are kind of close, uh, but I was closer than being over in the United States. So, and we still have more over in Kyrgyzstan, 4.4. Then we had one in Afghanistan in Germ, that was 4.9. Then we had another one in India in Kauai. So we did get one, but it wasn't as a big one like I said. It actually ended up in the Philippines. I just had that weird feeling that something, or my gut feeling. My gut's usually right. When I have a bad feeling about something, we got a good feeling about something. But I had a feeling that something was going to hit over in the region. I didn't think it was going to be Japan, though. It was too far up, and Japan already had the volcano that erupted a few days ago. Now in Dompu, Indonesia, we had a 4.5, and then we had it spread over to Papua New Guinea, Akita, and that was a 5.0. Then right around the Fiji Islands, Tonga had a 5.5. Fiji Islands a 5.0, and also a 4.7. So there's a cluster over there. Japan is very quiet right now. And so we have to kind of move up to Russia. Kamchatsky, Russia, a 4.6. And then Ozernovsky, Russia, a 4.2. Alaska still quiet. We've seen Chinook, Alaska, 3.1. Then we had quite a few in Hawaii. Naliu, 3.4. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these in here. Makina, 2.6. And then there was one more in here. Pahala, 2.5. So there was 3 in Hawaii within the last 24 hours. Now, then we go to the West Coast, Orford, Oregon, with a 2.9. Then just below it in Petrola, California, that was a 2.8. Then White Cities, New Mexico, was a 3.6. And we had that one up in St. Regis Falls, New York. Now, normally I would see that when we have that mid fault line that goes down, and we'll see a couple of them on that ridge, and then it'll shoot over like Oklahoma, and then it goes up to the eastern side of the states. But it didn't do that yesterday. So this is an odd duck, is what I want to call it, because usually there is some in the middle part of the states around Wyoming, Montana, and then we see it go across and then up. This is kind of out of the blue. We had a few, Puerto Rico at 2.7, and then we had, Puerto Rico region again of a 3.2. Now, Peru is very, very quiet, and I'm concerned about that. Because when you have earthquakes, sometimes they go straight across. Um, as Dutch Sense, we do keep an eye on Dutch Sense. He's on Twitch mainly now. Um, and if it does go straight across, that would be real close to South America. So we'll have to keep an eye on South America for the next few days. Um, so the earthquake. So if it happened in 7.0, I'm surprised Sherry isn't in here telling me that there was a 7.0. But I bet she'll be in the news show later to talk about it. All right, so we're on to anybody, nobody, I should say, won the Mega Million last night. Now it's going to 1 billion after no winner, and the 830 million drawing. Nobody won. Get out there and get your tickets. Just buy one. Who cares? What if you win? You never know. I say things are strange in my life, and that would be a strange one for me. I don't know what I would do with $1 billion. Maybe um, uh, see if I could pay to have Hillary arrested. That would be my focus. I did find somebody to go after her. uh, yeah, yeah. See, nobody won. It swells up over 1 billion. Let me show you here's a headline right there. It's on Fox Business. Yeah, wow, 1 billion. I wonder who's going to win that one. Now, I bet that guy, uh, that he bought, what was it, 50,000 tickets for all of his employees and all the franchises. And I bet you he kind of heartbroke this morning because now is he going to buy another 50,000 tickets? Who knows? But nobody won. Somebody, I think God's going to bless somebody this next week. You watch. Uh, Reusable. Oh my goodness. Just when you thought you heard it all. They had plastic straws and they had cardboard ones for a while. And they want something eco friendly. And, they're tired of the plastics showing up in the oceans. But, if it's not the plastics, it's something else. People just throw garbage out in the oceans for some reason. Not only that, hurricanes, and then no place to put the garbage. And then they just dump it in the ocean. So the next one is edible cups, spoons, and straws. They're even it even has a picture of a fork. Um, I don't know. I think that's just kind of wishful thinking of a fork because you start talking forks and knives, they got to be pretty strong. And who wants to gnaw uh, on a hard piece of whatever they're going to make it out of? Maybe they'll make it out of graham crackers. That'd be something edible and nice to eat. So the eco companies are starting to pump out cups, spoons, straws that you can eat after you use them. No need to recycle. No need to rewash. And hey, no dishes. Hey, I'm okay. I'm going to get into this. There's no dishes with this stuff. Um, so the plastic waste company is the one that's going to go after this. Uh, Even paper straws, which many of you as um, um, they say it has worked, but not too many people are wanting them. They still keep asking for the plastic straws. Chocolate, ooh, chocolate utensils. There you go. Yeah, Susan's got a good one right there, chocolate. But they would melt. That's, you couldn't eat nothing hot with them. Now that'd be good, pretty cool for ice cream, a chocolate spoon, and maybe have the top be like a graham cracker so it doesn't melt in your hand. Um, so they're trying to revolution a way to eat our food by replacing single-use plastic with edible cutlery, says the founder of Edible Eats, Incredible Eats. Um, his name is Tadapali, whose company makes spoons and forks in flavors like chocolate and oregano and chili. His favorite vanilla spoon with butter pecan ice cream. So there is chocolate stuff out there, Susan. Huh. So yeah, Edible Eats. They say they've got They make spoons and sporks. There you go. And flavors like chocolate. Oh, okay. So now Disney, they're very interested in these edibles. And they said not only for their parks, but their carnival cruises and their Disney cruises. And they said this would be great for tropical smoothies or sorbets. And um, they said even edible straws would be perfect for the cruise and part of Disneyland and Disney World. Uh, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods are selling incredible eat spoons made of a mix of wheats, oats, corn, chickpeas, and brown rice. So if you want to grab some next time you're at TJ Maxx or Marshalls, they do have these incredible eats spoons. And they said you'll soon be seeing the straws. Says um, um, a fast food restaurants. Ove Fonberg, a co-owner of Sorbos, um, and they said pretty soon they want to do it in their fast food restaurants. So this could be something they said that could turn into something big. That before everything they have tried with the cups and the straws and cutlery has never really caught on. And they said this might this time. They've tried it before back in the 70s and 80s, and no one seemed to be very interested. But remarkably, these complete line of plates, bowls, cutleries, they come in wheat brand, and BioTrim makes these. Now, they are saying an oval serving bowl that contains no artificial ingredients can be used for hot or cold foods, and they are microwave safe. So, wow, even the microwave. So, the big picture is that the governments are now phasing out the use of plastics, and many alternatives are much better environment. So, don't be surprised if you see less plastics on the shelves at the stores and start seeing edibles. I kind of like that idea. So, you're going to look for them this weekend? Are they gluten free? I haven't seen nothing on any of this being gluten free. Um, the forks and knives don't cut or stab too well. Edibles tend to dissolve, they say, yes, but they're starting to build them up with uh, grains and rice. Um, let's see, it doesn't say if they're um, I'm gonna go right back up again and see if they are gluten free. I don't see nothing on it. So you might check and maybe they have some on the shelf that say gluten free. I bet it won't be long before they do put those out due to a lot of kids are um, gluten free and flour intolerable. So I would expect it. So this is, I think this might be a hit. This is, and if you want to know where I found this is Axios. Um, it's a news organization. Um, and I just happened to run across it and I thought, oh my goodness, there we go. We got something here. I think this is going to make it. Um, so Axios has got it on their page for today. Um, I think it's a great idea. I think, they said they tried it in the 70s and 80s and it didn't quite make it. I think it wasn't the time for it. As we moved into the 90s and 2000, everybody started looking at not using the paper bags anymore, and we started using the plastic bags. And then they started phasing out plastic bags to cloth bags. I don't see why they don't go back to paper bags. People don't buy many groceries anymore. I'm lucky to walk out with 2 bags and that's $50. And I'm going, oh my God. Um, Inflation, definitely inflation right there. So why can't they go back to paper bags? Um, I believe of the deadfall. If they use deadfall trees, they could get away with paper bags and going back to it. And it would help clean up the ground cover, which would be less for fires to burn. So, all right, so cats. Oh, let's just demonize the cats this morning. Um, and this is um, cats classified as evasive alien species by a Polish scientific institute. And the study found that cats hunt and kill birds and other wildlife. But cat lovers are responding to the new accusation, saying, no, these are lovable little pets. They're not a horrible alien species that kill everything. Well, they tend to hunt. They're just a smaller version of the big guys, the big cats. But they have officially classified cats as an invasive alien species, according to Associated Press. The study is head by Pacific biologist Solars. They found that the damage the cats cause in terms of hunting and killing birds and other wildlife was enough to give them this justification to consider them animals evasive. Um, and the Felis catus species, otherwise known as a house cat, was entered into the national database powered by this Academy's Institute of Nature Conservation, which holds 1,700 other species. And they didn't object to it. They said, yes, these cats are mean. They kill. And can you imagine how many mice would be out there if we killed a cat? You know, uh, got rid of cats. Oh my gosh, the mice and the rats would go crazy. That's what they depend on down around Arizona and New Mexico, where they have got a really bad rodent problem. Um, um, this the cat 100% met all the criteria to land itself on the list, and due to the animal's harmful impact on biodiversity. Let's just demonize the poor little kitten, huh? Like, what can a cute little kitten do besides get older and become a fat cat? I hope Mary Mary says that's so stupid. Leave it to the Polish to do this to us, right? Um, Cats kill 140 million birds in Poland every year. This is one of their reasoning. Okay, well, trim down the cats, spay and neuter, and you'll have less cats and less dead critters. I mean, that's a good way to, let's do that to the cats over there in Poland. They won't have so many dead birds. I'm just worried about the rodents, because we depend on these cats to catch those rodents. They have been wanting to get rid of cats for some reason. um, yeah. Some cats you could teach to attack. Um, but if Poland finds out, if the Polish scientists find out that we could teach our cats to attack, they might even add that to the list. Um, they said they were recommending that cat owners limit the amount of their time their pets spend outside during bird breeding season. Now, dogs do the same thing, folks. My dog, the other day, it just irked me. We had, I believe, a blue jay's nest up in our tree, and a few of the babies had fell out of the nest. They were good sized birds, so they were probably ready to make that leap of faith. And so my dog wanted to go out and kill them. And I'm like, no, 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 dog, no, you're not killing baby birds. Now, so not only is that a problem with the cats, but what about the dogs that do the same thing? Or what about other species of birds that will go after the nests of other birds just to kill? Isn't it I think robins. No, I'm going to get someone to email me saying, no, it wasn't the robins, it's the blue jays. One of the two will go to other nests and kill and take the eggs and break them and destroy them. Or they take the babies out of the nest and kill them. So, um, I, Labeling cats evasive is the first step to a broader strategy, I think, in killing them in huge numbers. Um, uh, Come on, cat ladies, calm down. Get less cats. I think this is, I don't think it's ever will go into effect that they're going to kill these cats. I think it's would be morally unacceptable. Um, I think they just want the population of cats to go down and for people to pay attention to when there's young birds with nests. Um, so they don't go and kill the little babies in the nest. So we'll have to keep an eye on this Polish study because uh, they say that they're very destructive. They hunt. They're killing everything that moves that is tiny, from lizards, snakes, lizard, birds, bunnies, wild bunnies. They say small uh, small rodents, small other animals as like squirrels and possums, um, anything smaller than them, it says. And it says that even though we've had these for thousands of years, most people started keeping their cats living indoors. Um, and then, of course, with the invention of kitty litter, more and more are keeping their cats inside. It's very, it's hazardous to keep your cats outside, folks. If especially in the cities, they get run over. Kids are mean. Other cats, other dogs could kill them, and the diseases they can get from being outside. Um, Now, if you live out in the country, they've got more of a chance of making it. So, I agree with that, Mary. Says, why is it important to even research anyway? Some Polish dude in Poland decided he wanted to. I bet you he got scratched by a cat or bit by a cat. Now he's just got a vendetta. To me, um, um, the very last thing on the page, I really got it really sums it all up by the writer. Says there's no future in which people can exist without cats. They're here to stay. Yeah, they are. They're here to stay. And if they want to do that over in Polish, in Poland, let them do that. Um, they must have a problem with cats over there. The only path forward through is humane, non-lethal programs. Like I said, trap, neuter, and put them back out. But there are so many that's in the um, animal shelters right now. If you guys didn't know, a lot of people are turning pets in right now. They're going back to work. The pandemic's over, and they're all of the animal shelters are full, and they're begging people to adopt right now. So if you like the kitty cats, well, go get you a kitty cat. There's plenty of those too. Um, so, oh boy, uh, crazy cats, huh? Boy, they don't know nothing till they've seen uh, some of these bigger cats that people are keeping. What do you call them? Bobcats? Some of them smaller ones are starting to keep and uh, domesticate. Uh, I don't know about that. That's just to me. That's a little I'm pushing it a little too far when you get a wild animal like that and try to make it into a domesticated cat. Um, be very careful when you do that. Um, uh, Now we go to evasive bugs. And this might, let's see, let me go down to where it has the list. Um, all right, now it looks like Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, West Virginia, Virginia, and North Carolina. They are spotted lantern flies, and they have been causing havoc to a lot of the crops. Um, and they say that these are from Asia, I believe. Um, a lot of them are being seen in Pennsylvania, and it devours trees, crops, plants across the Northeast during spring and summer. Now, these are, let me see, let me show you a quick view of them. That's what they look like, the little bugs right there. Um, um, I gotta go back up now. All right. So it's raining lantern flies, they say, in Philadelphia, of sheer number of bugs in his yard, one man exclaimed. And the spotted lanternfly is not only pervasive and invasive, but it's deadly to plants. And the plant hopping bug, um, they use they use their mouth, and they basically suck all the life out of the stems. Anything that is juice or water, sap, etc. Um, they say so far it's been really bad, and it's basically almost to where they might have to start issuing spraying for these because it's starting to kill crops. And with us wanting to save our crops for consumption for us, these lantern flies are very destructive. They're not only that, but they're destructive to the hardwoods of trees. What was it? Um, Good question. Poland has a bigger problem than cats. Yeah, that's true. Um, in fact, I think I'll be talking about Poland and Germany tonight with William on some stuff that I've discovered. Since some of the vineyards, if it hits a vineyard, it's almost, they say, 100% crop loss. Um, So if you got these things in your yard, try get some pesticides. Um, to me, they kind of almost look like little spotted berries. Take a look at this picture here. Um, I don't know if we could blow it up. Let's see. Let's see here. There you go. There's a better picture of them. They almost look like ants, or they look like little polka dotted berries almost. So if you got them and you live up around those northern eastern states that I mentioned, keep an eye on them, because they will. They say they will go through and they'll take your garden out within a few hours to where there's just nothing there. So, um, uh, Susan says she's heard about those about a month or two ago, and so far they hadn't seen any. Um, Uh, it's, like I said, this is just now coming out. This was about, let's see, it's dated the 22nd. Um, and they said this week that people aren't really paying attention to it, and they want to rerun the article. So this morning, so it was first published on the 19th, they republished on the 22nd, and they republished today because they said a lot of people didn't know what these were. And their gardens, their trees, their plants, and their yards, the plants they put on their porches are all being sucked away by these insects. So, oh boy, unusual radio signal detected by astronomers. Now, we've heard about this quite a few weeks ago, but now they've done an update on it. And this is through Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And they say that the chime is an interferometric radio telescope at the Dominion Radio Astrophysical Observatory in British Columbia is the one that has heard this. It's designed to detect radio waves. And they said the flashes of the radio waves are visible at distances of 1 billion of light years away. Now, 15 years ago, this was discovered, and it was similar to radio flashes that were detected, but now they're starting to hear them more often. And it could be coming from either a magnastar or a radio pulsar, types of neutron stars, or neutron stars on steroids. They said these stars are dense, they're spinning, and they are now, they say, however, the duration is notable. They said they are picking it up for 3 seconds and sometimes 1,000 times longer than the average FRB. So they said they've been picking this up since December of 2019. It was unusual. They say that keeps coming back. They keep hearing it. It keeps going to the same place. So they know there's something coming from this star. And it basically, they are now wanting to send something into the region to get a closer look, a closer, see if there's something there or if they hear something even more. But NASA does say that many different formations do make noises in space, and they hear thunders, they hear pings, they hear chimes, and they said a lot of the time it's due to a star or a certain form of it could come from a comet, it could come from a planet, it could come from asteroids, just spinning a certain way. So they want to take a look, but they want to make sure that this is um, coming from space. And they said, now if it's another life form, then that would be different, and then that way they would know that there is life in space. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. All right, now we're off to the jokes. Um, this one here, phone jokes. Um, and what do you get when you cross the telephone with a pair of pants? Well, this sounds like an old Ma Bell joke, though. What do you get when you cross the telephone with a pair of pants? You get bell bottoms. Uh, how is a telephone like a dirty bathtub? They both have rings. Oh, these are lame. What happens when the little frog who sat on the telephone? He grew up to be a bellhop. Uh, okay. What if you get? What do you get if you cross the telephone with an iron? Oh, come on, Mary. You got to know this one. You got to know this one. What do you get if you cross the telephone with an iron? Huh. A smooth operator. Huh. That's a song, I believe. All right. What do you call a large person who constantly calls up people pretending to be someone else? A big phone knee. Oh, these are bad. Why did the skeleton need a telephone? He had nobody to talk with. Okay. How does a cheerleader answer the phone? HELLO. Uh, oh, yeah. Uh, I bet they had the ring ring to the side of it, too. You know, who knows? What is the cheapest time to call your friends long distance? When they're not at home. You remember calling your folks, or calling somebody that you had to call, um, and it was collect calls. So you would just, instead of saying your name, you'd say the message, send me $100, help. Yeah. Um, that you definitely don't want to call when they're not at home, those collect calls. How does Ebenezer Scrooge make phone calls? Collect. Yeah, I should have known that one. What do you get when you cross a phone with a birthday celebration? It's a party line, don't you know? Oh boy. How does the barber make phone calls? He cuts them short. Huh. Why did the mummy want a telephone? He always got too wrapped up in his calls. Oh, those are bad. Oh yeah, those were horrible. All right, ads gone wrong. This better be a good one. The last ones were pretty lame. All right, two female Boston Terrier pups, 7 weeks old, perfect markings, and leave a message. All right. Lost a small apricot poodle. Reward neutered like one of the family. All right. A superb, inexpensive restaurant. Fine food. Expertly served by waitress in appetizing forms. Yikes. It must be Hooters. It's got to be Hooters. All right. Dinner specials. Turkey, $2.35. Boy, that's cheap. Chicken or beef, $2.25. Children, $2. Okay. We're serving children tenderized, I think is what they're trying to tell you. All right. For sale, an antique desk suitable for lady with thick legs and large drawers. Someone ought to be hit for that. Oh boy. Some woman's going to go after that one. I know it. A four-poster bed, 101 years old, perfect for an antique lover. Now's your chance to have your ears pierced and get an extra pair to take home too. Okay, wanted 50 girls for stripping machine operators in a factory. Wanted unmarried girls to pick fresh fruit and produce at night. I want to know who makes these typos. I want to meet some of these people. All right. We do not tear your clothing with machinery. We do it carefully by hand. I wonder what place that was. For sale, 3 canaries of undermined sex. Okay. For sale, 8 puppies from a German Shepherd and Alaskan Husky. I think that's supposed to be Husky. Oh, yeah. 8 puppies from a German Shepherd and Alaskan Husky. Oh, yeah. Great Danes for sale also. Have several old dresses from grandmother in beautiful condition. Tired of cleaning yourself? Let me do it. Hey, we have people want to give you a bath, and they advertised it. Tired of cleaning yourself? Yep, let me do it. I don't think so. I wonder what this guy looks like. Perv. Dog for sale. Eats anything and is fond of children. A vacation special. Have your home exterminated. Okay. Mount Kilimanjaro. The breathtaking backdrop for the Serena Lodge. Swim in lovely pool while you drink it all in. All right. Get rid of ants. Ants, AUNTS. Zap does the job in 24 hours. You have one of them ants you don't like to keep pinching your cheeks? Oh, yeah. Zap does the job in 24 hours. Yes. Somebody put the U in the ants. Yeah. I wonder who got fired for that one. All right. Toaster, a gift that every member of the family appreciates. Automatically burns toast. Oh boy. Well, some people like their toast burnt. You just gotta scrape that stuff off and tell the kids it's not burnt. I scraped it. That's all you gotta do. Kids fall for that all the time. Mine did, and all my nieces and nephews. They were like, "Did you burn the toast?" No, I scraped it. It's perfect. It's edible. Don't look at the black stuff along the edges there. All right. Sheer stockings designed for a fancy dress, but also serviceable that lots of women wear nothing else. That must be the same one up there with the ants. Yeah, scrape it off. Scrape it off. Scrape that burnt stuff off. They still taste it. They still taste it, Mary. They say they'll come and say it tastes burnt. Well, no, it don't. It don't taste burnt. That's just the flavor. It's the flavor of the butter. Okay, stock up and save. Limit 1. For rent, 6-room hated apartment. All right. Man honest will take anything. Okay. He must be the one with the sheer stockings up further. All right. Wanted chambermaid in rectory. Love in 200 a month. References required. I don't know about that one. All right. Man wanted to work in dynamite factory. Must be willing to travel. Um, Use cars. Why go elsewhere to be cheated? Come here first. Oh, yeah. Uh, a Christmas tag sale. Handmade gifts for the hard to find person. All right. Wanted hair cutter. Excellent growth potential. Wanted man to take care of cow that does not smoke or drink. Well, what about the man? I wonder if he can smoke or drink. The cow don't, but the man, I wonder if he does. All right. 3-year-old teacher needed for preschool. Experience preferred. Yeah, 3-year-old, they're going on 21 for sure. My granddaughter, when she was 3, she thought she was for sure 21. So, yeah. All right. Our bikinis are exciting. They're simply the tops. Auto repair service, free pickup and delivery. Try us once, you'll never go anywhere again. Um, Illiterate, write today for free help. Oh boy. Girl wanted to assist magician in cutting off head illusion. Blue Cross and salary. I wonder how many assistants got their heads sliced. Ugh, you don't want that job. All right. Wanted, a widower with school-aged children. Requires person to assume general housekeeping duties. Must be capable of contributing to the growth of the family. Okay. And now the superstore, unequaled in size, unmatched in variety, unrivaled in inconvenience. Okay. We will not, we will oil your sewing machine and adjust your tension in your home for $1. Well, that's cheap. All right. So that's it for today, folks. Uh, and we will definitely be back in a couple minutes, about 10 minutes. I went longer than I thought. I think it was the cat story. Everybody got upset about the cats and the edibles. The edibles took a little longer this morning than I thought, too. So, with that, folks, we will see you in a few minutes for news. And of course, then we have me and William tonight. If you are going to miss the news show, me and William will be on with the military report tonight. So, with that, have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will see you all in about 10 minutes. Uh, God bless, and subscribe and share and hit the bell if you're not getting notified. And over on Facebook, please uh, uh, hit the like button today. Hit the like button today. Uh, that's what Facebook is saying is have your viewers hit the like button today. So who knows why? So we're going to give it a shot. And if not, hit the follow button. All right. So we will see you guys in about 10 minutes. Uh, Happy Wednesday. Bye bye, folks.